अभी 24 स्टूडेंट्स हुए, ठीक है। ओके, सो वी कैन स्टार्ट। सो टुडे वी विल, सो लास्ट लेक्चर में हमने वी हैव डिस्कस अबाउट यूज केस डायग्राम एंड दी क्लास डायग्राम। क्लास डायग्राम हमने पहले भी पढ़ लिया है। टुडे वी विल टॉक अबाउट एक्टिविटी डायग्राम प्लस, क्योंकि क्लास डायग्राम हो चुका है पहले, और जो अब जो क्लास की स्ट्रेंथ भी है जो अटेंड कर रही है वो गिरते जा रही है। सो मैंने एक एक्सरसाइज रखी है जो 10:30 पे आपके सामने गूगल क्लासरूम पर आएगी। सो यू हैव टू डू दैट एक्सरसाइज एंड अपलोड इट। टाइम लिमिट 1 बजे तक की है आपके पास। बहुत छोटी सी एक्सरसाइज है, एक पेपर में ही बस आपको ड्रॉ करना है क्लास डायग्राम एंड यू हैव टू अपलोड इट। डिस्क्रिप्शन आपको असाइनमेंट में मिल जाएगा। यू डोंट हैव टू गो इनटू डिटेल्स ऑफ ईच क्लास। मुझे उसमें क्लास में ज़्यादा, हर एक क्लास में ज़्यादा एम्फेसिस उस पर नहीं रखना है कि क्या क्या एट्रीब्यूट्स होंगे और क्या फंक्शंस होंगे। यू कैन राइट 1 or 2 व्हाट यू फाइंड अप्रोप्रिएट। मुझे जो ज़्यादा कंसर्न है, जो देखना है मुझे, दैट इज द multiplicity and the relationship between the classes and the number of classes and how they are connected to each other. This is the main thing. So even you can complete it within 15 or 20 minutes. So just want to see uh, how many of you can identify all the classes correctly, relationship between the classes, and the like association, aggregation or composition, and the cardinality, also the multiplicity between the classes, object of the classes. So वो आपको mention करना है. Attributes and the operations, you can write 1 or 2 in each class. So that is the exercise that you have to do. It is compulsory to submit. Okay, so another diagram is called activity diagram that we are going to study. So mainly it represents the dynamics of the system flow. So हमने अभी use case पढ़ा है. Use case is shows the different use cases that are going to be performed by the users, different users or actors. Activity diagrams are more of like flowchart that used to show the workflow of the system. And activity to activity क्या control है, flow of control क्या है, and what activities can be done in the parallel, alternate path to follow the alternate path to follow. These are all can be described in the activity diagram, and it also shows the flow across the use cases or within the use cases. So activity diagram, so basically it supplements the use cases by providing a diagrammatic representation of procedural follow. So it always starts with a single circle. So start एक symbol जो है यहाँ पे, it start with this, and it always end with 2 circle with inner circle with a red color, or also called a bullseye. We call it a bullseye. तो ये दो start और end आपके notation है, and similarly to the flow chart, decisions are shown in the diamond shape. And for example, this is the example of one activity diagram starting from here. There can be 2 exits, so you may have more than 1 stop markers depending on the path of the activities. So for example, enter user and password and user ID. It might be wrong or a valid user ID. So it will have two possible paths. And if user ID is valid, then another activity select measure function, then select surveillance. And again, in the surveillance, if you have multiple choices like select specific camera thumbnails or select camera icon, so you can go to various paths. And let's say after view camera output is in the label window, and if you want to see another camera or another view, you can see another camera going back to the decisions decision case, or you can access the function. So one on the successful uh, on a successful or valid user ID password, it will be uh, it will be exited here, or in an invalid password, either it will prompt for re-entry. So after prompting for re-entry, इनपुट ट्राई रिमेन्स, मतलब आपके लेट से अगर आपने उस पे लगा रखे हैं कि 4 और 5 ट्राइज ही कर सकता है, और आफ्टर दैट इफ यू वांट टू ब्लॉक दैट यूजर आईडी पासवर्ड, सो जितने आईडी बचे हैं तब तक वो इंटर यूजर आईडी और पासवर्ड चलता रहेगा, अदरवाइज इट विल स्टॉप. सो देयर कैन बी मोर देन वन स्टॉप मार्कर, बट स्टार्ट मार्कर एक ही होगा आपका पर्टिकुलर एक्टिविटी के लिए. सो इन द एक्टिविटी इट माइट बी पॉसिबल, जैसे डिसीजन में क्या है कि it will either go to the left or the right, or in a particular case, if there are activities that can be performed parallelly, so you can show it using a bar. So to show concurrent activities, activity diagrams allow branches and join. So you can also reference or include other activity diagrams. For example, here you can see on receiving the order, receive order. Now these two activities, two branches, are in parallel. This is not the case that okay, so this one only the left will the path of activity will go to the left or the right. It will go to the both sides. So both paths can be performed in parallel. So it is normally like a split bar. So this bar will split the execution of activity into two concurrent activities, and one is going to send invoice, receive payment, and the close order, and another is going to fill order. And inside that activity, you can have another start and activity. That delivery system is inside the activity diagram, and again, they can all the concurrent activities can join using the synchronous bar. So these are synchronized, and the order is closed. So you can perform the concurrent activities also. Another example where let's say on a menu you find the menu, you try to find the beverage. If you found and you found coffee, so you have these activities. So you can see this: put coffee in filter, add water in reservoir, and get coffee. These are the three activities that are going to be performed, can be performed in parallel, as shown in this figure. And after that, put filter in machine and add water to reservoir is joined by this join bar, and then the sequence of activity like turn on machine and the brew coffee are done this. And parallel to making the coffee, you can get the cup. So this again a parallel activity, and these are joined using synchronous bar, and then after that it is other activities are followed, and it ends to here. If it does not found coffee, then it tries for the alternative like cola. If it doesn't found, it ends. It found cola, then get can of cola, and then this again it. So you can show. So basically, the basic idea was to show the concurrent activity using bar. So you might find a complex activity diagram in which you will have the concurrent activity. So when we use activity diagram, when we analyzing the use cases and understanding the workflow across many use cases, and dealing with the because in use cases अगर आप देखोगे use case diagram में actors से we just only show the different use cases that it can perform. For example, login system है, so a new user can register or the sign up and the login. And let's say if it is a e-commerce, so buy and other activities he can perform. But in between the use cases, what is the flow of activities? These are this is shown by the activity diagram. So if you want to understand workflow across many use cases, you use activity diagram. Dealing with multi-threaded applications like concurrent activities are there, then again you use activity diagram to show the concurrent activities. We don't use them to show how objects collaborate. So for that you have collaboration diagram or the sequence diagram. And we don't use to see how object behave over its lifetime because there is no concept of timeline. So it only shows the workflow across the many use cases or many activities basically. So again, this is the example business level activity diagram of a library. So member either can be a borrower or the returner, and you can see a borrower find book on shelf, returner wait in the queue, and the two tasks are splitted, and the based on and after this based on decision borrowing or returning, it is going into the different path of activities, and the whole active diagram ends with the end symbol. Another diagram which is called sequence diagram. So the purpose of sequence diagram is to show the interaction between the objects that we don't uh, show in the activity diagram. So for that, if you want to show the interaction between objects, you use the sequence diagram, and it conveys the information along the horizontal and vertical dimensions. So there are two paths, two sides. On the on the vertical side, you show the timeline, and on the horizontal side, you show the objects and how they interact. So top down, the time sequence of message or calls as they occur, and on the horizontal side, left to right, the object instances that the message are sent to. So you write the objects, and you on the vertical line uh, you show the message or the calls that are going to be happen. So it purely emphasizes on the time ordering. The elements actor is object, lifeline, execution occurrence, message. These are the basic elements of the sequence diagram. So person or system that delivers benefit, it act as an actor. It might be a human or any 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 other system also, which is external to this particular system. It participates by sending or receiving a message, and so it shows a stick figure. Non-human actor, just like other external system, as a ये rectangle में show होता है, and it is shown as an it is written actor inside this. Normally, if you are writing objects, it is placed across the top of the diagram, and it participates in the sequence by sending or receiving message. Drawn as a box, and name is placed inside the box with the class name. So you You write object name in the class name in UML standard basically. Lifeline, it is it denotes the life on an object during the sequence. And normally जो आपकी vertical line है, जो आपका जो lifeline बताती है, lifeline of the object continues to the bottom of the diagram as the object continues to execute, and it contains X at the point at which the class no longer interact. So we'll see the example. Execution occurrence, it denote when the object sends or receive message. जो एक long narrow rectangle है, which is shown on the timeline or the lifeline, it is used to show the execution occurrence. You see the example. So let's assume a student class use in an object whose instance name is a freshman or a fresher. In UML standard, it is written like this: object name and the class name. So this is the object. This is the execution occurrence. In that particular time, in this duration, the object activates basically, and this is the lifeline of whole lifeline of this object. So object in this case, the narrow rectangle is shown on that lifeline. It shows that at that particular time, it is object is activated to send or receive the message. Normally, a message is the communication between the object basically that conveys the information with the expectation that activity will ensure. So इसका भी examples हम देखते हैं. The messages that are going to be sent between the objects are ordered from top to bottom. So पहला जो मैसेज जाएगा पूरे सिस्टम में वो सबसे टॉप पे रहेगा, एंड वो लाइफलाइन में और या जो आपकी टाइमलाइन है उसमें आप थोड़ा सा गैप देके बाकी अदर मैसेज को स्लाइटली लोअर उसके नीचे रख सकते. इवन इट इज देयर, इवन फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से अगर ऑब्जेक्ट 1 ने ऑब्जेक्ट 2 को कोई मैसेज भेजा and object 2 is sending to a message to object 3. So if the message that is sent by object 2 to 3 is after the message 1 that is sent between object 1 and object 2, so you keep message 2 just below or slightly lower from the previous message. Normally two types of messages are used in sequence diagram. One is operation call. So normally that in general there are two messages, call and return. So आप कुछ रिक्वेस्ट गई और वहां से दूसरे ऑब्जेक्ट ने कुछ रिस्पॉन्स किया. सो जो रिक्वेस्ट है वो आप सॉलिड लाइन से शो करते हो, और जो रिस्पॉन्स है वो रिटर्न है, इट इज शोन एज अ डैश्ड लाइन. And also object can send message to itself, so you basically a self delegation you mention in the diagram. For example, see this example. So this analyst is an object of class financial analyst, and the system is an object of reporting system. So this is also an actor. First message is get available reports, and that in this duration the object is activated by sending the message, and it is waiting for the return, for the response. And when the system object receives a request, it activates, and ये जो पूरा timeline है ये से you can call it the activation of that particular function that reads the value and then calculate, and after the process it sends the response. तो ये पूरा timeline उसका है जो narrow rectangle show कर रखा है. अब there are two types of interaction. One is synchronous and asynchronous. In asynchronous case, if message is asynchronous, then you show it by the half arrow. So जो arrow sign है उसका सिर्फ portion ही आप लिखते हो. So this shows the synchronous message and this shows the asynchronous. Transition delay, तो you write the arrow something like this, and a message can be a conditional message. So you this particular message sent on a particular condition, so you write condition inside a box just before the message. So condition, if condition is true, then this message will be sent. Or iteration you can also write. And this is the self delegation, self call shown here. Normally, object lifespan summary. It might be possible that one object of particular class creating the object of other class. In case of nested classes and all, where we have seen. So in that case, it might be possible a particular message is creating an object, and the lifeline of the object is basically till it returns that returns the response and the task for which it was created, and that lifeline is ended by this cross. That is the deletion of this object. And during this A object A is activated, and the lifeline of the object is continues on the particular. So creation, it create message object life starts at that point. Obviously object is always represented by a rectangular strip. It symbolized by the rectangular strip on here, and it is on the lifeline where object is activated. And normally, deletion of the object is represented by the cross on the lifeline. And object life ends at that point, particular point. So this was the. So if you want to build a sequence diagram, first you have to set the context, identify which objects will participate in it, set the lifeline for each object, lay out the message from top to bottom on the order in which they are sent at the execution occurrence, and validate the sequence diagram. So this is another example of order management system where initialization start from here. So of object initialization and the call and the message from customer to the order class. So send order, and the sequence that of the message you can also identify even if it is not written on the here, like this one is first message and this one is second message. If even if it is not written here, you can see the order by going from top to bottom. So this one is the first message, this one is the second message, this one is the third message, and the fourth, that is self call, and this the return is fifth, and this is the sixth. So this is the example of sequence diagram. Now मैंने आपको जो एग्जाम्पल दिया है, जो क्लास डायग्राम जो आपको बनाना है, वो वैसे तो आप 11 बजे तक जो क्लास टाइमिंग है उसमें भी कर सकते हो. So it will come within 2 minutes. So you attempt that particular example and submit it. क्योंकि बहुत से नहीं है यहाँ पे, so इसलिए मैंने 1 बजे तक का टाइम रखा है. Otherwise you can complete it within the class time also. So attempt that particular. Oh, okay, it's also gone. So, okay, you attempt that particular example and submit it on the classroom. ये जो पीपीटी थी ये आपके क्लासरूम पे है ऑलरेडी, आप चेक कर सकते हो वहां पे। तो एक बार आप देख लो एक्सरसाइज को, कुछ डाउट है, कुछ क्वेश्चन है तो पूछ सकते हो आप उस पर। कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है, मतलब आप को एक्सरसाइज में कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं है तो आप अटेम्प्ट करो, सबमिट करो। इस एक्सरसाइज में यू डोंट हैव टू worry about the attributes and the operations. You can just write one or two attributes or the operations for each class. However, the relationship between the classes, multiplicity, and other elements that you find useful should be mentioned. Okay, so attempt that and submit.